Hi there, good afternoon. I welcome you to BYJU'S channel that is dedicated to all those who are preparing for MBA entrance exams. My name is Vikrant and I am going to answer one of these questions that people on and off ask us. And that question is, hey, should I be preparing for CAT 2023 or should I wait another year and then write the CAT 24 exam? So we keep coming up with, or we keep bringing a lot of videos that answer your questions. If you also have some questions, then make sure that you drop them in the comment box down below and we'll definitely be able to help you with those questions. So let me take a step back and then remind you of the basics first. So why do you really wish to pursue an MBA? What is it that led to this desire of getting into one of these B schools in the country or maybe even abroad? So I don't know about you, but you know how it normally happens. You study, you go from your school to your college, and then one fine day you start thinking of what to do next. Why? Because see, the truth is, at the end of the day, all of us require money. Now, do you have people around you, people in your family who are going to leave you with a lot of money? If yes, then you won't have to work. But sadly, for most of us, our relatives are not going to leave us a lot of money बिहाइंड. हम में से ज़्यादातर लोगों के यार कोई ऐसे रिश्तेदार नहीं है जो लाखों करोड़ों की जायदाद हमारे नाम करके जाने वाले हों. तो हमें काम तो यार देखो करना पड़ेगा. सो इफ यू नीड मनी, यू नो दैट यू गॉट टू वर्क, राइट? बट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्क? कैसा काम करें? Oh, music core is a 24 aspirant. Okay, I'm sure I'd be able to talk to you a little more. So कैसा काम करें यार? What should we do? How about robbing a bank? Can we go rob a bank? लूट लें आज बैंक. मतलब पैसा चाहिए. पैसा कहाँ होता है? बैंक में. तो बजाय इसके के कैट दें, MBA करें, फिर उसके बाद जाके नौकरी लगे, फिर पैसा आए. Why don't we straight away go ahead and rob a bank? So the truth is, when it comes to our career, we require three things from it. One of them is, of course, money, but apart from money, we also want to have some, or enjoy some sort of status in the society. Hopefully, we'd also be looking for getting some satisfaction out of what we do. So when it comes to robbing a bank, apart from being illegal, unethical, it does not really contribute to your status. You cannot tell it to people, and if they get to know of it, your reputation will be blown apart, right? So that's out. But then there are a lot of other career options as well. For example, you can think of becoming an actor. There's a lot of money in it. Then actors have a lot of fame as well. And then I've heard all these creative types talking about things like satisfaction. So you can do that perhaps. But then and there are a lot of other career options too, but then when it comes to money, status and satisfaction, can you get it through management? Yes. Even if you start working as a manager, it is possible for you to have to earn a lot of money, to get a certain status, and hopefully even be satisfied. In fact, management is such a diverse field where you get to work with so many different, or you can potentially get into so many different industries and areas that hope that you'd be able to find something that is a really good fit for you. So to sum up, this is where you are today, hopefully a student, and you want to become a manager, right? You want to become a CEO hopefully someday. So how do we become a manager? I think if I were you, what I'd do is that I'll start applying to managerial positions in the world around me. But then, seriously, if I apply to managerial roles immediately after my graduation, will I be able to get those positions? Chances are no. Why not? See, normally when we hire somebody, what do we look for in that person? We would want to hire somebody who has relevant experience. Or if not that, then at least a relevant academic background, isn't it? So ideally, we hire a person for a role when he has relevant experience or relevant academic background or a combination of the two. And considering that most of us do not have that after graduation, we will not be able to get managerial roles. So what do? We can start writing exams that lead to managerial roles. For example, you can appear for bank PO exam, and then that will mean that you become a manager in a bank, or better still, you can move out to get the relevant academic background, especially from a premier college. So that is where exams like the CAT and the XAT, they come into picture. So I'm assuming that you're not writing CAT 22. So in case you want to know more about these exams, you have this excellent opportunity. We have this All India open mock going on. Today happens to be the last day. So you can write that open mock and at least get a feel of what CAT is about. Additionally, we also offer a lot of mocks for these other entrance exams too, in case you want to sample those. But eventually, when you start your preparation, you think. So let's start thinking. Are you eligible for CAT 23? Music Corps, are you eligible for CAT 23? Sujit, oh Sujit, I've seen you earlier too. How have you been? So are you eligible for CAT 23? So your answer could be, okay, no. So if you're not eligible for CAT 23, in that case, you'd obviously be writing CAT 2024. On the other hand, if you answer a yes, you're like, I am eligible, but I'm wondering whether I should write CAT 23 or CAT 24, then let me help you with that. So if you're not eligible, the process is simple. You would obviously prepare for CAT 24. On the other hand, if you are eligible, then you have a choice. You can sit for the exam this year, you can sit for the exam, as in this year, and then you can sit for the exam in 23, or you can sit for the exam in 24. So CAT 23 or CAT 24. Sujit, if you are in the final year of BCom, you are actually eligible for even CAT 22. Right? You could have actually sat for that as well. But I'll give you a framework to think, and that will help you in taking this decision. So 23 or 24. So let's see. A lot of people come to me and then say that, I would like to take a drop or a gap year and then prepare for the MBA entrance exams. So should you take a so-called gap year? So let us see. I'll take you back to that mental imagery. This is where you are today. Okay. Let's just mark this with an X, and you happen to have a career objective where you want to become a CEO, right? So this is the journey that you are on. In this journey, you cannot and should not have a gap year. And by gap year here, I don't really mean a gap, academic gap on your resume or whatever. All I mean is that you should strive to learn. You need to learn a lot in order to move towards your career objective. So no matter what, you need to continue to learn. And by learning, I do not just mean going to a school and a college. In fact, let me introduce you to this character called Mark Twain, a very famous author. And quite a few of his quotes are absolutely mind-blowing. One of his quotes is that I take my education very seriously. So one of his quotes is, I take my education very seriously and I have never let my schooling interfere with my education. So going to a school, going to a college does not automatically mean that we are getting the education. Okay, it's at the end of the day, it is all about learning. So no matter what you do, between today and CAT 24, even if you decide for CAT 24, you know that you are supposed to learn things which are relevant, things that take you towards your career objective. So what sort of things? You can take some other courses which are not exactly MBA, or you can do an MBA. So between the two, what do you think? Where will the learning is going to be higher? So very clearly, considering that you are thinking of doing an MBA, you are thinking of becoming an excellent manager, MBA is a customized course for it. So instead of doing some other course or spending all the time just preparing for the CAT, it's actually wiser to write CAT 23 and then move on. Then the other thing that people at times ask me is that, sir, isn't it better to have some work experience before I join the college? So there are two schools of thought. One school of thought says that, okay, if you have worked and then you join a college, then you do your MBA, your learning is higher. You get to learn more. You get to learn more because you have experienced those things and you'd be able to relate the learning with your experience. For example, in your class on organizational behavior, when the teacher talks about conflict management, then by then hopefully you would have experienced that conflict. And because you've experienced that conflict, you would perhaps be able to relate. You'd be able to think that, oh, हाँ यार, मैं ऐसा भी तो कर सकता था तब. So that exposure, that practical experience enhances your learning. But then the other school of thought is that, okay, you want to become a manager, which means that whatever you do should be relevant for moving towards that goal, isn't it? Now, considering that you have not done your MBA, chances are that you will not be working in managerial roles. You'll be working in some other roles. Isn't it? So instead of, let us say, working, so let me just break it down for you. So you work, then you go on and do your MBA, and then you get back to work. So this first block that I see here, right? This first block is work experience, that is non-management experience. On the other hand, if you do your MBA before this, then all the work that you do is essentially going to be managerial work. So won't you be learning more from that 1 year or those 2 years that you spend working then? You'd perhaps be engaging in more relevant pursuits. So I tend to lean more towards this second thought process for the last 4 or 5 years. I mean, there was a time when, yes, work experience definitely provided you a lot of tangible benefits, but given the climate today, I'd suggest that it makes more sense to do your MBA straight away and then start your managerial work. Additionally, there is one more advantage. There is one more advantage here, and the advantage is that you are a student still. So as a student, when you continue and get into another course, you're still in that student mindset. So it's easier for you to study and finish the course. So that's another thing for you to think over. Then Sujit says, I'm a fresher. What courses or what should I do to better my profile? Now, Sujit, that is exactly what I meant by do share your concerns with us. So Sujit has shared this concern about profile improvement. Okay, so how do we build a profile? Of late, we realize that a lot of premier colleges give a lot of weightage to your profile. So your profile consists of course, your academic performance, your work experience, your extracurriculars, etc. So I think I'll not be able to do justice to that discussion in this session. But what I will do, Sujit, is that I will prepare a session on it and we'll schedule it soon enough so that you can attend it and benefit from it. So how to improve or better your profile for B schools. So just stay tuned, make sure that you subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon. So if you subscribe and do that, you get to know whenever a session is scheduled. So hopefully when you attend that session, I'd be able to give you a more thorough college specific answer as well. So is there a particular college that you're targeting? If yes, do share that with me so that I can add more detail of that college in my session there. Okay. So far, what have we talked about? If you are eligible for CAT 23, you still write CAT 24, then you need to either work or learn. When it comes to learning, it is better to opt for an MBA. And when it comes to working, it is not mandatory for you to work before your MBA, apart from some particular colleges and courses where work experience is mandatory. Normally, you can get into a college even as a fresher. And B, you are in that zone of being a student, so you'd be able to be through with your MBA with relative ease. And C, the work that you perform after MBA will be managerial work. Before MBA will be non-managerial work. Since you want to become a manager, spending that extra year doing a non-managerial work will add some value, but it may not be entirely relevant for you, entirely relevant for your goal. And here is one last thing. What happens when you delay? Okay, so let me tell you where I am coming from right now. So see, you are in all likelihood going to work for 30 years. Okay, so you have this day one of your career and you have this day last of your career, and both of these would typically you'd end up spending around, I'd say, what, 32, 33 years here. So that's your career, right? In between these 33 years, you are going to put in or schedule or slot an MBA. So the question right now is that MBA should be slotted here at the beginning. So 2 years of MBA and then your work, or should I wait for another year and then do my MBA? So what happens when you delay? What happens to this first year? So if you are preparing for CAT 24, you're basically saying that you're going to delay your managerial career by 1 year. Now it may feel to you that the delay of 1 year basically means that your day one, I'll just write it once again here. It may feel that this day one is getting shifted by another year, that okay, instead of my day one starting here, my day one will start a year later. But the truth is, no matter when you start working, जब मर्जी शुरू कर लो यार, day one तो same रहेगा, है ना? Day one पे you'd be given certain job responsibilities, right? Then you will get promoted, you'll grow and hopefully become a CXO towards the end. So अगर आप MBA 1 साल लेट भी शुरू करेंगे तो आपको इसी जर्नी से जाना है. वो जो 1 साल आपका मैनेजरियल जर्नी से कट रहा है, घटाया जा रहा है, वो शुरू का 1 साल नहीं है, वो आखिरी का 1 साल है. You are actually losing that 1 year toward the end. You're not losing the year at the beginning. You'd still go through the same journey. But because you'd retire at a particular point of time, you will be missing out on that 1 year towards the end where you would have been at your peak, where you would have earned the maximum, where you would have impacted the organization and the world around you the maximum. So when you delay, you lose out on the last 1 year of your career. And that's a huge loss. And that is why I would ideally not want you to delay. So to sum up, when I look at these 3 things, I think on the whole, the balance actually tilts towards CAT 23. So make sure that you start your preparation and you go all out to get into your dream B school through CAT 23. So I don't think it makes much sense to delay. And In case you're wondering where to prepare from, we have you covered. So we have already started our batches for CAT 23, and those batches basically go ahead and take care of everything for you. You get a tablet with a lot of videos, a lot of live classroom sessions, a lot of mock tests and practice questions, practically everything that you need to know. Right? So you can join BYJU'S and learn through us. And in case you have any more questions, you can always come to our Telegram channel and then ask these questions here. Right? And additionally, we are also on Instagram. Wherever you are, you'll find us there. Okay, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook. So make sure that you follow us there, and you can also interact with us there, share your questions, and we'll do our best to answer all those questions. And before I sign out, here is a thought that I want to leave you with. So strive not to be boring. Keep on doing things which are adventurous, things which are ambitious, things which are interesting. And if you enjoyed this session, do give it a like. That means a lot to us. And subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll only get to meet each other in passing. We'll not be able to meet each other definitely. So that's it from me today. Until I see you next, stay safe, stay focused, and more importantly, stay in touch. Take care. Have a great day ahead. And I will see you real soon. Bye-bye.